I first met George Hamilton IV in 1968. I was a student at Vanderbilt, and Robert Kennedy was visiting our campus while he was running for President of the United States. And we heard that Kennedy was going to be 45 minutes late, and we knew that George Hamilton IV was supposed to be in the crowd. And so I called him at home and I said, "Mr. Hamilton, I wonder if you might bring your guitar so you can entertain the crowd, because Mr. Kennedy is going to be late." And I don't know what I expected George to say, but what he said was, "Oh gosh, you know, I just wouldn't feel adequate to that task. I'm just a hillbilly singer, and you know, he's a great man running for president, but thank you for thinking of me." And I tried to flatter and cajole, and none of that worked. And being young and stupid and desperate, I said, "Well, Mr. Hamilton, if it makes you feel any better, you're all we've got." And he said, "Oh, well, okay then. Sure, I'll bring my guitar." So he brought his guitar and he played not just for 45 minutes. It turned out that Kennedy was 2 hours late. And there were 11,000 people in the Vanderbilt Memorial Gym, and George Hamilton IV and his guitar entertained them for 2 hours and kept them not only patient but riveted for that whole time. When it was over, we sent him a $500 check, a modest token of our gratitude, and George sent it back. He said, "You have bestowed upon me one of the greatest honors of my life." And that was George Hamilton IV. He was a country music star who refused to act like one. If he had surrounded himself with all the pomp of stardom, I have no doubt that he would already be in the Country Music Hall of Fame. But George was much too human and too fine for that. Even in the wake of his #1 hit, Abilene, which topped the country music charts on this very day in 1963. Soon after that, he cut a groundbreaking album full of Gordon Lightfoot songs, and then introduced his country audience to the songs of the greatest folk songwriters of North America, people like Phil Ochs and Leonard Cohen and Joni Mitchell. This was a time of great division in the country, but George believed that music touched something deeper than all the things that kept us apart. And the songs he chose to record were, I think, dedicated to that purpose. He accomplished so much in the history of country music, things that other people will talk about in the next few minutes. But the thing about George Hamilton IV that stood out to me in knowing him for more than 40 years was that he was the kindest, gentlest soul that I ever met. And I am saddened by his death more than I have words to say. But I'm gladdened by his life. He spent it doing the things that he loved. He thought of himself as a lucky man, and he was. But he was almost as lucky, I think, as the rest of us who may have known him personally or listened to his songs and therefore let him into our hearts. Thank you.